Feeling safe in the body can be very difficult for those of us who have experienced trauma in our childhood or in previous times. So a very helpful technique to help self-soothe and self-regulate is to put your right hand under your left armpit, your left hand on your shoulder. Now, with this, your right hand is close to your heart and your left hand is holding the outside, so there is the sense of container. You're on the lateral sides of your body and there's a sense of containment. So for those of us who find it difficult to feel safe in the body, this gives a boundary. It gives a container so that we can work with all these emotions that can be overwhelming in our body. So as you hold this pose, you then use your breath to start coming to the present moment. And the importance of the breath is to concentrate on the out breath, the letting go. This is the breath that's connected to the parasympathetic nervous system, which is connected to us exiting the body when it's too overwhelming. So what I want you to do is see how long your in-breath is, and whatever the length of that is, I want you to pause and then extend the out-breath to be 2 seconds longer. So as you'll notice, my in-breath was about 5 seconds. I took a pause and I extended my out-breath to be 2 seconds longer, to be 7 seconds. So again, I'm going to breathe in through my nose, breathe out through my mouth. The next technique that Peter Levine talks about is putting a hand on your upper chest and putting another hand on your forehead. And with this technique, you simply feel your hand that's on your upper chest, and then feel consciously your hand on your forehead. And then see if you can start connecting your hands energetically. Can you feel the heat of your lower hand and connect it to the heat of your upper hand? For some people, it may feel like a deeper experience if you close your eyes. For other people, closing their eyes will add more trauma, so don't do that if it doesn't suit you. So closing your eyes and feeling the energy in both and connecting both hands energetically. Now, you can move your hand from the upper hand and you can place your lower hand on your belly. And again, with eyes closed if it suits you, or else with eyes open, connect the energy of your hand on your belly to the energy of your hand on your upper chest. Getting the connection from the lower hand up to the upper hand and the connection from the upper hand to the lower hand. Continue this exercise for as long as you need. Pause the video and keep doing it until there's a sense of containment in the body. Now the third exercise, simply tapping the body firmly so that you get a sense of where you end in the body, the container, feeling it along the chest, feeling it on the sides of the body. If you can, feeling it on the back of the body. That's it. You can do it all the way down the feet, calf muscles, upper legs. Do all parts of the body. So pause the video and continue that until there is a sense of energy, vibration, a sense of containment. So what we're going to do is we're going to connect the heart space to the amygdala in your brain. So I'm going to bring up a visual picture of the amygdala so that you can actually visualize where it is in your head. So the amygdala is here. That's the amygdala. There is a picture of the amygdala. Now I'm going to make the size of the skull smaller so that you can see where it is in relationship to the eye. So here are the eyeballs of the skull, and the amygdala is right there. See the way it's in blue? Hopefully you can see it there. And if I turn the head around, this is the very back of the skull. And again, the amygdala is right in there. Now you're doing this with intention. Send a signal from your heart up to the amygdala. So keeping that connection, amygdalas, both sides, sending a signal from the heart up to the amygdala on both sides. Sending love. All is well, all is safe. I now want you to visualize energy from the amygdala on both sides coming to the frontal cortex of the brain. You can have the amygdala on your right hand side connecting to the frontal cortex on the right. You can then have on the right side to the left frontal cortex. Then you can have the left amygdala going to the left frontal cortex and the left amygdala connecting to the right frontal cortex. So make sure that they're connecting to both frontal cortexes of the brain. All of these techniques can be used while you're at home. If you're about to do a meditation to work on trauma, pick one of these techniques that will support you first. And then do a full body scan after that and find a place in your body that feels good today. And when you find that place that feels good, you find 2 positive qualities. I'm going to do a quick body scan. So the place in my body that feels good today is the heart. And the qualities in there are spacious and warm and happy. So what I then do is I imagine my head and neck coming into spacious, warm and happy. And I see if my head and neck can go in there. So for me, my head and neck go in pretty easily except for the occipital bone on the back of my head. It had a little bit of recalibration to do before it could come into the heart space. Now I'm going to bring my shoulders and my arms and hands into spacious, warm and happy. So again, before my arms and hands could come into the heart space, there was this sound that they had to make. So internally I could hear this, and then they could come into the heart space. So that's just personal to me, and I find sound really potent and really powerful. And that just allowed them to come in, and now they feel the warmth, they feel the spaciousness, and they feel happy. So it's really powerful. Now I'm going to imagine the whole trunk of my body coming into spacious, warm and happy. So again, most of the trunk of my body could go in easily, except for there was this line on the lateral aspect of my left hip area coming up that found it difficult. And as I gave it space, I just invited it in. We're not coercing it into the heart space, we're inviting it in. So as I gave it space, there was something in my nervous system that needed to release. So in this case, I'm also going to hold the nervous system support essence whilst I continue this work today. So bringing that in to the left hip area that was struggling to come in. I'm now going to see if it can come in easier. Again, I'm getting a sound in my body. I get sound very often, and it's like deep wail sounds of sadness. So I'm just acknowledging that. And now there's a whole release in my sacrum and heat coming in my sacrum. And there's a whole change in my diaphragm. And then I'm allowed to come into the heart space, the trunk of my body. And now I'm aware of a real deep silence that I haven't had all day today, and I'm only becoming aware of that now. So I'm grateful. Thank you, heart. So now I'm going to invite all of my legs, left and right, to come into spacious, warm, and happy. I'm going to see if they can come in. So what's coming up there is I could get this deep sense of a moan or a groan energy, and a pain came up to the back of my kidneys and adrenals. And anytime I get that sound of a moan and a groan, I know it's the water element. So it's the kidney meridian, the bladder meridian, the kidney and the bladder organ connection. So what I do in that case is I bring in the kidney and bladder essence to support me in this part. So a deep sigh as I hold the bottle, and then I can feel even a shake. So I'm going to hold on to the nervous system. So at the moment I have kidney and bladder, and I have nervous system supporting the process of this. And because the adrenals are involved as well, I'm going to bring in the adrenal essence in this work. So holding all 3 bottles, I'm now going to invite all parts of my body into the heart space together. I notice a bit of fear on the top of the heart space as parts of me are coming in deeper into the heart space. So now with this, as all of me is inside the heart in the qualities of spacious, warm and happy, I'm going to see if all the cells of my body can open even more to those 3 qualities. Now, remember, wherever the place that's resourced for you in this exercise is the place that you bring each part of your body into. So for some of my clients, it could be their hands that feel good today, or their calf muscles, or it could be a pinky finger. Those who are traumatized may find it very difficult to find any place that's close to the heart area. It might be way out in the extremities of the hands or fingers. I have some clients where it's even the follicle of hair is as safe as they can get to the body because of how trauma has impacted their lives. So no judgment of any of it. If you find that you can't find any place that feels good in the body, then create a memory of a place, whether it was at the beach, it was in a meadow, whether it was the smell of your granny's cooking, whether it was being wrapped up in bed. Bring in an image that is resourcing and just let the body settle with that. So if you have any questions on any of these techniques, if you'd like to know more about the As I Am Essence range, you can email me at info@asiamessences.com.